Are you struggling with relationships at your workplace? And you often find that there is a gap in communication, right? There's something that you don't like about the other person, about what they say or how they behave, and you don't know what to do. But that is causing a lot of trouble and that's causing rift. So initially, maybe things were good, but over time, they have become more difficult. If that's the case with you, then this one is going to be a hard hitter. Make sure you are watching this right until the end. Hi, I'm Aastha Tatia, daughter of two rock-solid pillars, mother to a lovely daughter, wife of a humor king, an engineer, MBA corporate executive turned anchor person, now an author and a happiness coach, helping corporate leaders build their happiness muscle by working on their relationships in their organizations and creating a blissful work experience. If what you hear today makes sense, then please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you've not done it already. So I was attending this wedding very recently. It was a friend's wedding. And I'm using this analogy to draw a parallel to what happens at the workplace, but it was very interesting to note and a big lesson. So what I saw there was, some of the things, little rifts and conflicts that started to happen because there were two sides, the bride side and the groom side. And what one side said and did was interpreted in a certain way by the other side. And they said, no, how can they do this? How can they behave like this? That's not done. And when they said this, the bride side said, okay, is this the way to behave? Is this how they're going to, take this? Okay, then even we are not going to listen to this, So it was kind of two things that came up. One, how you are saying something makes a huge difference, right? And when they did something and when they behaved in a certain way, how the other people interpreted it, the meaning that they assigned to it made the whole thing very, very big or small. So it became very big in their heads because of the meaning that they gave to the whole thing. Oh, how could they speak to me like this? Oh, how can they do this? Oh, they didn't even come and ask me. They didn't behave in this manner, or they behaved in this fashion. All of that became massive, huge, right? And before they realized, they got sucked into what was happening in that moment and what it meant for them. And they missed out on the bigger purpose, why they were there, and they didn't have the access or the power in that moment to let go of what was trivial, supposedly, and to focus on the bigger purpose. Now, isn't that what happens in your organization also? When you have this person on the other side and you don't like what is happening, the way the other person is behaving or what he's saying, quite often the meaning that you are assigning to what the other person is doing creates the whole experience. Just think about it, right? He said this, he did this, oh, he's biased, oh, he doesn't want me to grow, he doesn't like me, he always does this, and there's on and on, right? So whatever is your interpretation of that, now think about it. Can you interpret what is happening in a different way? Can you assign a different meaning to it also? Yeah. Or just because you've gotten so hooked on to what is happening right now, the action of that person, that you miss out on the bigger purpose just because you cannot let go. Yeah. And that is something inside you which is causing it all. The other lesson that I learned from this wedding was that my friend and her fiance, the bride and the groom, were enjoying to the core. Not that they were not aware of what was happening or that little conflict that was happening, but they decided, rather they chose to create their experience. They took the responsibility for their experience and they were mindful of, mindful of where they were diverting their energies, where they were putting their focus, because wherever your focus is, that expands, that grows big. Now, when you bring this to your organization, what are you focusing on? How often do you put the responsibility or blame for your experience on other people? Oh, because this is happening, because he said this, because they did this, because my team did this, how can I feel good? How can I grow? therefore I feel miserable every day. Well, that's a choice. So you can always do that, put the blame on others, put that responsibility with other people. But remember, your experience is your responsibility. And to me, I think this the way this couple took it was a big eye opener, where I know whatever is happening, but this moment is not going to come back, right? Can I take the responsibility and enjoy to the core? What is happening is happening. If they cannot manage their emotions, I can't let that ruin my moment. And that was super powerful. Now, imagine if only we could be mindful enough to manage our emotions in the moment and take responsibility of our experiences. How would that turn out, or rather turn around the whole experience? Think about it. And I'm sure, you would have experienced this in your organization as well as in your personal life, right? But remember, you hold the choice. You have the power to just turn this around. So these two important lessons, right, that I got from this wedding, and I thought this absolutely makes sense in the workplace context also. And that's what I wanted to share with you. Now, in the comments, let me know what was your takeaway. Does this resonate? Does this make sense to you? And do you find yourself caught up in a situation like this where you get sucked into the meaning that you're attaching to what is happening, to what other people are doing, right? And second, you're not taking responsibility of your experiences and putting that blame on other people. Yeah, let me know in the comments, and go ahead, hit the like button if this makes sense. Share this video with people at your workplace who you think who need to hear this, and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to see you in the next one very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.